Exploring Space. Chapter 19. Early History of Space Exploration. Lesson 2. Rockets. Think about listening to a music recording. Now think about how different it is here to save the music at a live concert. This is like a difference between exploring space from a distance with a telescope and actually going there. A big problem in launching an object into space is overcoming the force of Earth's gravity. This is done with rockets. A rocket is a vehicle designed to propel itself by ejecting exhaust gas from one end. Fuel burned inside the rocket builds up pressure. Exhaust gas ejected from the end of a rocket push it forward. Rocket engines do not draw in oxygen from the surrounding air to burn their fuel like jet engines. They operate in space where there is little oxygen. Scientists launch rockets from Florida's Canaveral Air Force Station or the Kennedy Space Center nearby. However, space missions are managed by scientists at several different research stations around the country. Artificial satellites. Any small object that orbits a larger object is a satellite. The moon is a natural satellite of Earth. Artificial satellites are made by people and launched by rockets. They orbit Earth or other bodies in space and transmit radio signals to Earth. The first satellite, Sputnik and Explorer. The first artificial satellite sent into Earth's orbit was Sputnik 1. The former Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1 in 1967. Many people think the space age began with the launching of Sputnik. In 1958, the United States launched its first Earth-orbiting satellite, Explorer 1. Today, thousands of satellites orbit Earth. How satellites are used. The military developed the earliest satellites. These satellites were used for navigation and to gather information. Today, Earth's orbiting satellites are also used to send television and telephone signals to monitor weather and climate. A group of satellites called the Global Positioning System is used for navigation in cars, boats, airplanes, and even for hiking. Early exploration on the solar system. In 1958, the U.S. Congress established the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, oversees all U.S. space missions, including Space Telescope. Some early steps in United States space exploration are shown in the following table. Early U.S. space exploration. 1926. First rocket, Robo-Golda's liquid-fueled rocket rose 12 meters into the air. 1958, first U.S. satellite, Explorer 1, was launched. It orbited Earth 58,000 times before burning up into Earth's atmosphere in 1970. First planetary probe, Mariner 2 traveled to Venus and collected data for 3 months. The craft now orbits the Sun. First probe to outer solar system. After flying past Jupiter, Pioneer 10 continues to travel through space. Someday it will exit our solar system. Space probes. Some spacecraft have human crews, but most do not. A space probe is an uncrewed spacecraft sent from Earth to explore Objects in space. Space probes are robots that work automatically or by remote control. They take pictures and gather data. Probes are cheaper to build than crewed spacecrafts. They can also make trips that would be too long or too dangerous for humans. Space probes are not designed to return to Earth. Radio waves relay the data they've gathered back to Earth. The following table describes the three major types of space probes. Space probes. Type: orbiters. When orbiters reach their destination, they use rockets to slow down enough to be captured in a planet's orbit. The length of their orbit depends on their fuel supply. Landers touch down on surface. Sometimes they release rovers. Landers use rockets, and parachutes to slow down as they land. Flybees do not orbit or land. When a flyby finishes its mission, it continues travel through space. It eventually leaves the solar system.